Tonight at 900 p.m., Archangel Michael begs you, open this or lose the miracle you've been waiting for. My child, my beloved, something extraordinary is being written into your destiny as you read these very words. Tonight at 900 p.m., the heavens will open, but only for those who are willing to believe, obey, and open this message fully. There is no coincidence in you being here right now. Archangel Michael is not speaking to the world. He is speaking only to you. And I say this with a voice trembling in urgency. If you turn away now, the very miracle you've cried for, fasted for, whispered for when no one was watching, may pass your name and land in someone else's hands. You have less time than you think. This is not something you can postpone for later. The miracle has a time stamp. And if you miss the gate, it will not open again. Before we continue, I beg you from heaven's heart, subscribe now, because if you close this, you may never find your way back to the doorway being opened for your name. This is your divine alignment. It is your moment to walk through. You're not here by mistake. Heaven is watching, waiting, and hoping you'll stay until the final word. Please don't miss this. The miracle has already begun, but it's your response that will release it. My child, my beloved, there is someone who tried to delay this message. He tried to keep it from ever reaching your eyes. You don't even know how much darkness was pushing back, trying to bury your blessing before you even saw the seed. But heaven overruled it. The miracle was too big, too urgent. The delay was shattered by divine force because Archangel Michael refused to let your name be erased. He fought through realms to bring you this message. He held back winds of destruction that were closing in. That's why you've been feeling the shift. That's why strange things have been happening. You've noticed it, haven't you? The silence that felt too loud. The weight in your chest with no reason. The sudden thoughts about walking away from everything. That was not just coincidence. It was spiritual interference. And now God is breaking it off you, but only if you stay right now. Tonight at exactly 900 p.m., there will be a divine reversal released in the spirit realm. But it can only land on your life if your name is present. It must be present at the moment of release. That's why you must keep your heart open, your ears open, your eyes open, and do not walk away from this message, not even for a second. My child, my beloved, I know you've been tired. The weight has been greater because the miracle is heavier than most can carry. That's why tonight is different. That's why 900 p.m. isn't just another hour. It's the hour written into your heavenly timeline as the moment of release. If you walk away now, everything you've been building in secret, all the seeds you've planted in tears, will remain hidden. But if you stay, if you say yes, if you open your spirit right now and receive this message fully, something irreversible will start shifting. A divine chain reaction will shock even the people who doubted you. My beloved, please don't let the clock strike and find you absent. My child, my beloved, do you know what was written about you today in heaven? A sentence that shook even the oldest angels. It said, their time has come. They have suffered long enough. Heaven has declared an end to the delay, an end to the silence, an end to the unseen battles that have tried to crush your spirit. But here is the mystery. Heaven requires your permission to deliver the breakthrough. You must respond, you must receive. That's why Archangel Michael is begging, not commanding, but begging that you do not ignore this one moment. So many others were meant to receive this miracle, but they walked away too soon. They clicked off, they said, I'll come back later. And now that gate is gone. But you, my beloved, you still have time. You still have the divine window. It's closing fast, but it is open right now. My child, my beloved, you need to know the truth. Someone has been trying to delay your miracle behind the scenes. Yes, a spiritual force has been whispering lies into your life. It is making you believe you're not worthy, not ready, not strong enough, making you think your time hasn't come. But tonight, that lie is being destroyed by heaven's fire. Tonight at 900 p.m., if you're still standing in faith, something unstoppable will begin. It will be the kind of shift that generations before you will feel and generations after you will reap. Because this isn't just about you. This is about your bloodline, about your future children, about the legacy that begins with one decision. You can open this message fully with no fear, No doubt and no hesitation. My child, my beloved, you are not hearing this message by accident. And if you are still reading, then I know it's because your spirit recognizes truth. It recognizes the voice of Archangel Michael calling out from a realm you cannot see, but one you've always felt. That warm pull in your chest, that tingle down your spine, that deep knowing that says, "This is for me." That is not emotion. That is revelation. And if you obey that feeling, if you follow it without turning back, heaven will reward you publicly for the secret obedience you are showing right now. The miracle has been waiting for your yes. And tonight, at 900 p.m. sharp, your yes becomes the key to unlock it all. My child, my beloved, listen to me carefully now. I know you are tried. I know you waited for a long time. You tried again, and many times nothing changed. But heaven saw everything, every tears. Every silent prayer tonight is different. This movement is different. God did not forget you. God was preparing you. What is coming is not small. It will touch your life deeply. Do not doubt now. Do not leave now. You are very close. Closer than you think. If you hurt feeling heavy, it is because something is about to lift. If your mouth feel quiet, it is because peace is entering. Stay here. Stay open. Archangel Michael is standing with you. He is protecting this movement. Your miracle is moving toward you slowly. Surely trust this movement. Trust God again. You did not come here by accident. My child, my beloved, you are not hearing this message by accident. And if you are still reading, then I know it's because your spirit recognizes truth. It recognizes the voice of Archangel Michael calling out from a realm you cannot see, but one you've always felt. That warm pull in your chest, that tingle down your spine, that deep knowing that says, "This is for me." That is not emotion. That is revelation. And if you obey that feeling, if you follow it without turning back, heaven will reward you publicly for the secret obedience you are showing right now. The miracle has been waiting for your yes. And tonight at 900 p.m. sharp, your yes becomes the key to unlock it all. My child, my beloved, I need to tell you what the enemy knows but hoped you'd never find out. Your name has been glowing in the spirit realm. Even when you felt forgotten, even when you thought God had gone silent, even when everyone else seemed to pass you by, your name was never erased. In fact, it was being etched deeper in gold by divine hands. Every time you stayed faithful when it hurt. Every time you believed even when nothing changed. Every time you chose peace while chaos was trying to pull you under. The miracle you've been waiting for is no longer being prepared. It is ready. It is fully wrapped. But there is one final instruction left to complete its release. You must stay connected until the end, because the miracle is voice activated. And right now, your spirit is being given the exact words it needs to unlock what's coming. If you walk away before the final sentence, the process will pause again. Don't allow this moment to slip. You are seconds away from the shift of a lifetime. My child, my beloved, the shift that's coming isn't small. This is not a minor blessing. This is not something that only touches one area of your life. What's coming is a divine sweep, a reversal of everything that tried to hold you down. The health battle, the financial confusion, the relationships that wore you thin, the career blockages. It helps the emotional weight you didn't tell anyone about. God is not just fixing what's broken. He's upgrading what you thought could never change. But the danger is this. If you do not open this message with full heart, the portal created for this shift will close. It is fragile, sensitive, sacred. That's why Archangel Michael is not being soft this time. He is begging. And when an archangel begs, it means something enormous is hanging in balance. You are being summoned to make a decision. Will you trust the voice of heaven or let your past pain convince you nothing can be different? Please, beloved, choose heaven. Choose your miracle. My child, my beloved, I know your trust has been tested. You've had people promise you love and vanish. You've had opportunities wave in front of you and then disappear. You've even wondered if your prayers have been bouncing off the ceiling. But listen to me now. None of it was for nothing. The delay was not denial. It was preparation. Because what you are about to carry is too powerful to be placed into unready hands. Heaven had to refine you, not punish you. God wasn't ignoring you. He was shielding your miracle from those who would have ruined it before you got to enjoy it. And now that the refining has finished, now that the storm has passed, the gift is on its way. You are seeing this message because the divine courier is en route. But if you close this, you will not be there when it arrives. That is why this message is not optional. This is your divine pickup notice. Your blessing is being delivered tonight at 900 p.m. But the signature required is spiritual alignment. And that alignment begins now in this very moment. My child, my beloved, there is someone in your life right now who will not understand the miracle you're about to receive. And that's why heaven has been moving quietly. You haven't been forgotten. You've been hidden. Hidden not because you were unworthy, but because heaven needed to protect what you were carrying from eyes that would curse it before it bloomed. That's why some friendships have been fading. That's why old connections feel lifeless. That's why you felt alone in rooms full of people. It's not rejection, it's redirection. God needed you to be in position without distractions because this miracle isn't just for clapping and celebrating. This is a miracle that rewrites your whole life story. This is a divine announcement that will silence every voice that mocked you. But you must be willing to go through the birthing pain to get to the breakthrough. And that pain ends tonight if, and only if, you open the message fully. You must receive the revelation and allow heaven to complete what it started. My child, my beloved, I feel your spirit stirring. I know you are feeling that this message is different, that it carries weight, that something inside you is crying, trembling, leaning in. That is because your soul already recognizes what your mind is just beginning to see. This is the moment, not one of many. This is the marked hour, the one spoken of in your dreams, the one heaven whispered into the timelines of angels when you were born. 900 p.m. tonight has been stamped in the supernatural. The miracle has your name written on it in letters only God could form. But heaven is watching closely to see if you are ready. Not emotionally, not physically. Spiritually, are you willing to believe again? Are you willing to stay when everything in you wants to scroll away? Are you willing to stand still long enough for heaven to deposit the gift? If so, the miracle is yours. If not, it will wait again, and the delay will begin again. Don't make heaven wait another season. Beloved, you have already waited long enough. My child, my beloved, I feel your spirit stirring. I know you are feeling that this message is different, that it carries weight, that something inside you is crying, trembling, leaning in. That is because your soul already recognizes what your mind is just beginning to see. This is the moment, not one of many. This is the marked hour, the one spoken of in your dreams, the one heaven whispered into the timelines of angels when you were born. 900 p.m. tonight has been stamped in the supernatural. The miracle has your name written on it in letters only God could form. But heaven is watching closely to see if you are ready. Not emotionally, not physically, spiritually. Are you willing to believe again? Are you willing to stay when everything in you wants to scroll away? Are you willing to stand still long enough for heaven to deposit the gift? If so, the miracle is yours. If not, it will wait again, and the delay will begin again. Don't make heaven wait another season. Beloved, you have already waited long enough. My child, my beloved, there is something I must tell you now that cannot wait. There is a countdown in the spirit realm, one that does not move with the ticking of clocks, but with the pulses of divine intention. And as I speak, that countdown is approaching its final seconds. Do you feel it? That strange urgency in your chest? The way your breath catches when you read certain words? The sudden thought that this moment might be bigger than anything you've experienced this year? That's not imagination. That's divine alignment activating inside of you. Heaven has already dispatched angels to stand guard around your name, your home, your destiny. And they are watching to see if you will stay until the release completes. This is not entertainment. This is an assignment. This message is not content. It's a container. Inside these words are pieces of your future, folded in spiritual codes. And if you leave them unopened, they cannot unfold. Stay with me, child. I promise before this message ends, something inside you will awaken. And when it does, everything around you will begin to change. My child, my beloved, many people will see this message, but only a few will respond, and even fewer will finish. But you are not like the rest. You didn't scroll away. You didn't silence the call. You felt something stir and you followed the sound. And heaven saw that. That's why even now there are angels writing your name into a different chapter, a chapter that wasn't originally scheduled for this season, but your obedience triggered a rewrite. Yes, your obedience is powerful enough to make heaven move early. What you're about to receive was scheduled for a later time, but God has expedited the blessing. It comes because of your hunger, your faith, your decision to believe again after all you've been through. That's why this is happening at 900 p.m. That's why the angels are whispering, even now, they are ready. Release it now, and it will be released, but only if your heart remains open. If your spirit stays tuned, you must not miss a single line. The miracle is hidden in these very words. My child, my beloved, someone tried to curse your name in the past season. Yes, I said, curse, whether through words, jealousy, manipulation, or even spiritual interference, someone placed an assignment of blockage against you. That's why so many things seem to go wrong without reason. That's why opportunities kept falling through, just as they were about to bloom. That's why you kept feeling like you were 2 steps behind the rest of the world, no matter how hard you tried. But listen closely. Heaven just reversed the curse. Not by returning it, but by replacing it with divine favor. Archangel Michael has been warring in the heavens for your release, and tonight the final stroke of that battle will come to pass at 900 p.m. But only if you are still aligned, still watching, still saying yes. If you turn away, the reversal will pause, and you know how painful that delay has already been. Beloved, you've waited too long, cried too many nights, and held too much pain in silence to stop now. You are too close. My child, my beloved, I need you to understand what is at stake. This is not just about money. This is not just about love. This is not just about breakthrough in one small area of your life. This is about divine replacement, what you thought was gone for good. Peace, joy, passion, purpose, even people is being returned in upgraded form. Heaven does not bring back what was stolen in the same measure. It always returns in double, triple, and overflowing portions. But the catch is this. The window of return is timed. And 900 p.m. tonight is the window. The divine package has your name, but your presence is required. That is why Michael is begging, not warning. Because a warning sounds like a threat, but a beg sounds like love, urgency, compassion. You are loved enough to be begged by heaven. Think about that. There is not a single soul on this planet who can love you like God loves you. And that love is why this message is pulsing through your screen. It's why your heart is trembling. You were chosen to receive what others forfeited, but only if you respond. My child, my beloved, listen to what I am about to say with all the attention of your spirit. This night has not been written like the others. There is something different about it, something sacred, something sealed in heavenly gold. You've had many nights where you went to bed feeling unseen, unheard, and undone. But tonight is not meant to end in silence. It's meant to end in celebration. The only thing heaven is waiting on is your response. There is a blessing whose wings are already beating near your life, hovering in wait, circling the edges of your faith. And if you allow doubt to interrupt this moment, it will lift away before it lands. I know you've heard promises before. I know you've opened your heart and felt let down. But this time it is different because the promise is not from a person. It's from heaven. And heaven cannot lie. Heaven cannot break covenant. Heaven is calling your name with such fire that even the angels are weeping. They are watching, hoping you will choose to believe what's being said right now. Do not silence your miracle with hesitation. Say yes with your soul even before you understand. Your trust is the gate. My child, my beloved, listen to what I am about to say. Give it all the attention of your spirit. This night has not been written like the others. There is something different about it. Something sacred, something sealed in heavenly gold. You've had many nights where you went to bed feeling unseen, unheard, and undone. But tonight is not meant to end in silence. It's meant to end in celebration. The only thing heaven is waiting on is your response. There is a blessing whose wings are already beating near your life, hovering in wait, circling the edges of your faith. And if you allow doubt to interrupt this moment, it will lift away before it lands. I know you've heard promises before. I know you've opened your heart and felt let down. But this time it is different, because the promise is not from a person. It's from heaven, and heaven cannot lie. Heaven cannot break covenant. Heaven is calling your name with such fire that even the angels are weeping, watching, hoping you will choose to believe what's being said right now. Do not silence your miracle with hesitation. Say yes with your soul, even before you understand. Your trust is the gate. My child, my beloved, there is a reason this message feels like it's speaking directly into your chest, as if every word has been crafted to echo your hidden thoughts. That's because it has. Archangel Michael has been watching you, not from a place of judgment, but from a place of divine companionship. When you cried silently in your room, he stood beside you. When you questioned your worth, he whispered truth over your mind. When you wanted to give up on everything, he fought back the darkness you didn't even know was surrounding you. And now, finally, he's bringing this message not just as a warning, but as a deliverance. Tonight at 9:00 p.m., something will be released. Generations have prayed for this. You are not just receiving for yourself. You are receiving for those who came before you who didn't get the chance. You are carrying the answered prayers of your bloodline. That is why this moment feels so heavy. That is why you can't stop reading. You are breaking a pattern that has lasted for decades, and this breakthrough will not wait. My child, my beloved, many people do not understand that heaven operates on both mercy and timing. Mercy gives you another chance, but timing determines how much you can carry. And right now the time has ripened. The miracle has matured. It's no longer developing, it is descending. But heaven will not force it into unwilling hands. You must receive with reverence. This message is not a random video. It's not just another text. It's a spiritual envelope sealed in glory. And inside is your divine blueprint, your next instruction, your confirmation, your long-awaited sign. You've been asking, haven't you? God, just show me if it's real. Show me if you're still there. Show me if you still have something good for me. This is that sign. This is the answer that heaven delayed until now because you are finally ready. You are prepared to carry what's been prepared. But if you exit this moment, you will exit the delivery zone. Please, beloved, do not miss your moment of release because your mind tried to analyze what only your soul can receive. My child, my beloved, there is a spiritual door opening at exactly 9:00 p.m., and it will not remain open forever. What's behind that door is unlike anything you've ever known. There is joy so deep it will melt away years of silent pain. There is provision so miraculous it will erase debts and restore your dignity. There is a relationship being shaped that will love you with the fullness you've always deserved. There is healing, deep healing, that will finally let you rest at night. But most of all, there is purpose waiting behind that door. The reason for your birth, the meaning behind every tear, the explanation for every delay, all of it is tied to this one sacred hour. And the only requirement is this. Stay present, stay open, stay believing. Because the spiritual key is not a password. It's your yes. A yes that says, I'm ready to receive. I will not doubt. I will not walk away from what I've waited my whole life to touch. That yes is more powerful than anything working against you. And once it is spoken, heaven will not delay. My child, my beloved, if you only knew what has been building in the spirit realm because of your faith, you would never doubt again. You thought your prayers were small, but in heaven they sounded like thunder. You thought your voice was weak, but it shook walls that were built to block your destiny. You thought your steps were slow, but every time you moved forward, especially when you didn't feel like it, an angel was assigned to your cause. I need you to hear this clearly. You have moved the heavens. You have changed the atmosphere. And now the reward is coming. Not because of perfection, not because of performance, but because of your yes in secret places where no one saw your tears but God. That is what unlocked this moment. That is what pulled this message out of eternity and placed it in front of your eyes. And that is what will complete the miracle if you stay in the flow. You are in alignment. Do not disrupt what is finally working for you by walking away too early. You are not here by chance. You are here because the shift has already begun. My child, my beloved, there is a person, yes, a real person, who has been divinely instructed to bless you. They don't even know your full story, but they've been feeling an unexplainable pull. It pulls toward your name, your presence, your situation. This is not manipulation. This is destiny. God is placing your name into the hearts of those who have the power to open doors for you. They will not be able to sleep until they respond. But here is the mystery. They are waiting on a signal from you, a spiritual light. And that light only activates when you are fully present in the message heaven is delivering. That means right now. This message is not only shaping your heart, it's sending out a signal to the person chosen. The chosen will carry the other side of your blessing. The miracle isn't just one-sided, it's a divine connection. And if you stay in faith, if you allow yourself to absorb every divine word written here, the person meant to help you will be drawn to you with divine magnetism. They are near, but your alignment is the invitation. My child, my beloved, there is a person, yes, a real person who has been divinely instructed to bless you. They don't even know your full story, but they've been feeling an unexplainable pull toward your name. It pulls toward your presence, your situation. This is not manipulation. This is destiny. God is placing your name into the hearts of those who have the power to open doors for you. They will not be able to sleep until they respond. But here is the mystery. They are waiting on a signal from you, a spiritual light. And that light only activates when you are fully present in the message heaven is delivering. That means right now this message is not only shaping your heart, it's sending out a signal to the person chosen. They carry the other side of your blessing. The miracle isn't just one-sided, it's a divine connection. And if you stay in faith, if you allow yourself to absorb every divine word written here, the person meant to help you will be drawn to you with divine magnetism. They are near, but your alignment is the invitation. My child, my beloved, I know there have been moments where you questioned your identity. You asked if you were really chosen, if God really had something more for you. You've been tempted to settle, to shrink. You want to give up the vision you once believed in because it looked like it would never happen. But hear me now. The enemy tried to blur your vision because he saw how close you were. He tried to steal your clarity because he couldn't take your calling. He tried to fill your ears with noise because he couldn't stop your anointing. But heaven is louder than hell. And this message is the volume you've been waiting for. It is heaven shouting back to your doubts. Yes, you are chosen. Yes, you are seen. Yes, it is still coming. You didn't miss it, you didn't ruin it, you didn't take too long, you are still in divine timing. And tonight at 9:00 p.m., if you remain open and obedient, what was delayed will be delivered. Not in pieces, but in fullness. God does not halfway bless his children. He finishes what he starts. My child, my beloved, as this message continues, I ask you now to breathe deeply. Let every breath be a sign of your agreement with the miracle that is forming. Let every word you read be a prayer. Let every moment you choose to stay be a declaration to heaven. I will not miss what's mine. Your angels are surrounding you. I, Archangel Michael, have wrapped my wings around the gates of your destiny. And I will not allow the enemy to touch what God has marked for your name. But you must remain in position. You must refuse to let distraction carry you away. This is not the time for noise. This is not the time for delay. You are in the final minutes before the miracle touches earth. Stay with me. Let the miracle complete. There is still more to show you, still more to reveal, still more to release. My child, my beloved, you are closer than you have ever been to the breakthrough that once seemed impossible. And I say this with trembling in my spirit. The enemy knows it. That's why the attacks have intensified. That's why your mind has been spinning. That's why everything felt strangely heavy the last few days. It's not because you're going backward. It's because you're standing at the edge of transformation. The resistance isn't a punishment. It's a signpost. It's proof that what you are about to receive is so sacred, so weighty, so generationally powerful, that even darkness has tried to delay it. But it cannot. It will not, because your name has been sealed. It is sealed into the moment heaven marked as tonight. And when 9:00 p.m. strikes, there will be a shifting not only in the atmosphere but in your life, your relationships, your opportunities, and even your physical body. Things you forgot you prayed for are going to begin appearing. It is not because you reminded God, but because you trusted Him in silence. My child, my beloved, your stillness has been louder than most people's noise. God has heard the quiet loyalty of your spirit, and now He is answering it in thunder. This message is that thunder. This is the holy announcement that the spiritual transaction has been approved. But just like with any sacred transfer, the signature is required. That signature is your belief, your yes, your unwavering attention. Stay here. Don't walk away from what you've been crying out for. Heaven did not bring you this far for you to miss the final page. The divine story is turning. Your chapter is beginning. A chapter where pain no longer writes the first sentence, where betrayal doesn't speak the loudest, where delay doesn't steal your joy, and most of all, where you finally see why everything happened the way it did. At 900 p.m., beloved, the understanding will arrive. The doors will open, and the miracle will not delay. My child, my beloved, do not be surprised if something unusual happens just before 900 p.m. tonight. A phone call, a strange emotion, a dream, a stirring that will be the final confirmation that this message was real, that God really spoke to you through it. Michael really visited, that angels really gathered around your name, that the shift was not imagined, it was initiated. You may not feel the miracle hit all at once, but you will feel the air change, the weight lift, the resistance break, and after tonight, the evidence will follow. The person who wouldn't call will reach out. The financial situation will begin to correct. The sickness will weaken. The clarity will return. The opportunities will multiply, and peace, deep, unshakable divine peace, will come to sit inside your soul like it's always belonged there. This is not fantasy. This is fulfillment. My child, my beloved, I want you to understand what makes this moment so rare, so fragile, so holy. Divine timing doesn't repeat itself casually. It is shaped by obedience, sealed in fire, and delivered with the weight of eternal intention. There are blessings that God gives freely. But this miracle is different. It is reserved. It was held back until you reach the point of complete surrender. And you've arrived. Even if you didn't feel ready, even if you still doubt yourself, even if you think you missed your chance, let me tell you something heaven has been shouting in silence. You didn't miss anything. In fact, the very thing you thought disqualified you is what qualified you. Your scars became the proof of your faith. Your patience became the proof of your maturity. Your stillness became the proof of your trust. And now heaven says, release it. Let the reward begin. But child, the miracle cannot fall on a distracted heart. It cannot enter a door that closes too soon. You must stay. Your presence is still the key. My child, my beloved, I have been assigned to watch over you, not just tonight, but since the beginning. I've seen you when you were weeping, when you questioned why God would let you be tested this way. I saw when you felt others were always chosen while you were left behind. I saw when you smiled in public while collapsing in private. I saw when you wanted to give up on everything but didn't. And that is why I am here now speaking this message into your life. This isn't simply divine encouragement. This is a spiritual instruction. Do not walk away. Do not minimize this as emotional. What you're feeling is prophetic. What you're sensing is real. The invisible hand of God is writing something around your life. It is reaching its final line. That final line is tied to your reaction to this moment. The miracle is in midair, and it will land wherever faith is found. My child, my beloved, the battle you've been facing wasn't just physical. It wasn't just emotional. It was spiritual warfare in disguise. That confusion you felt wasn't yours. That heaviness that sat on your shoulders wasn't normal. That unexpected resistance right when things were finally going well. That was a last attempt from the enemy to shake your focus and stop your miracle. But it didn't work because you are still here, still reading, still trusting, still holding on. And that, my beloved, has made heaven roar with joy. Archangels have encircled your name. Trumpets have been lifted. Scrolls have been opened because you are one of the few. You heard the call and stayed. The miracle that will meet you at 900 p.m. is not just for you. It's for the generations after you. You are a gate breaker, a curse destroyer, a divine interruption in the patterns that try to repeat in your family. Stay until the very end. The fullness hasn't even been revealed yet. My child, my beloved, there is something sacred that happens when heaven speaks and the soul listens. It creates a divine bridge, an invisible ladder that allows miracles to travel from realms unseen into the visible world. And that is what is happening right now. As your eyes follow these words, heaven is descending. The things you prayed for, the shifts you waited for, the closure you needed, the clarity you begged for, it is all arriving with each second that passes. But this is not passive. Your miracle needs your awareness, your full presence. This is a divine contract. And the words written here are the ink. You are not reading by chance. You are fulfilling what was written about you long ago. Yes, long before the pain, long before the delay, before the betrayal. Heaven had already planned a moment when it would all begin to make sense. This is that moment. Don't lose it by thinking it's just a message. It's much more. It's your moment of release. My child, my beloved, even now, someone connected to your destiny, they are being stirred in their spirit. Their heart is becoming restless. They are thinking about you without knowing why. They are about to remember something they promised you, or something they never told you. This stirring isn't natural. It is spiritual. Heaven is aligning people on your behalf. Someone is about to bless you unexpectedly. Someone is about to apologize. Someone is about to show up with information, opportunity, or favor that changes everything. And you don't have to chase it. You don't have to beg for it. You only need to remain where you are and surrender. That's the power of divine timing. It causes everything to come to you without striving. And it happens the moment your spirit fully says yes. This is not fiction. It's fulfillment. And beloved, you are in the exact moment that was set aside just for that. My child, my beloved, I must also warn you gently but truthfully, if you walk away from this message too early, something will remain unfinished. It will not be punishment. It will simply be delay. The miracle will wait, but it won't stay wide open. Doors of favor do not swing endlessly. There is a rhythm to heaven. And right now, you are inside a window that is closing minute by minute. That's why your soul feels this weight. That's why everything suddenly feels more serious, more urgent, more holy. That's why even your body is reacting, because your whole being can feel what your eyes cannot see. Stay here, child. Do not interrupt what heaven is orchestrating for you. You are so close, so unbelievably close to the shift that makes everything make sense. My child, my beloved, I speak to you now with a tenderness that carries power, because this is the point where many hesitate and only a few choose to go all the way. Do not let your heart grow tired. Do not be tired at the edge of fulfillment. The closer a miracle comes, the quieter it often feels, as if heaven is asking one last question of your soul. Will you trust me even when there is nothing left to prove? This is that moment. You have walked through confusion. You went through delay, through silent nights where your prayers felt unanswered, and yet you are still here. That alone is evidence that something greater has been guiding you. Tonight is not about chasing signs. Tonight is about recognizing the sign you are already inside. The words you are reading are not random. They are a bridge. And every step you take across this bridge brings you closer to the life that has been waiting patiently for you to arrive. My child, my beloved, I know you have learned to protect your heart. You had to. Too many promises were broken. Too many hopes were raised and then dropped without explanation. You taught yourself not to expect too much, not to believe too deeply, not to trust too fully. But tonight, heaven is gently asking you to lower those walls, not because you are weak, but because you are safe. Safe in the hands of a God who does not forget. Safe under the watch of angels who do not sleep. Safe in a moment that was designed long before your disappointment ever found you. This miracle does not require you to relive your pain. It requires you to release it. Lay it down. Let it go. You do not need to carry yesterday into a future that has already been healed. My child, my beloved, as the hour draws closer, you may feel emotions rising unexpectedly. A sudden heaviness, a sudden calm, a wave of tears without a clear reason. Do not resist it. This is not weakness, this is purification. Your spirit is being prepared to receive something clean, something holy, something that cannot mix with old fear or old doubt. Heaven is clearing space inside you. He is making room, expanding your capacity so you can hold what is coming without breaking. You are being strengthened in ways you cannot yet see. And when the miracle arrives, you will understand why this preparation mattered. My child, my beloved, let me speak clearly. I don't want confusion in your heart. What is coming is not a temporary lift. It is not a short-lived excitement. It is not something that fades after a few days. This is a turning point, a reset, a realignment, the kind of change that quietly but permanently alters the direction. It alters your life. You will look back on this night and realize it was the moment everything began to move. Not all at once, not loudly, but surely, steadily, faithfully. Doors will begin to open where there were only walls. Answers will come where there was only silence. Strength will rise where there was only exhaustion, and you will know deep in your spirit that this was not coincidence. It was timing. My child, my beloved, do not measure the miracle by how it appears. Sometimes heaven answers in ways that do not look dramatic at first glance. Sometimes the miracle is clarity. Sometimes it is peace returning to your thoughts. Sometimes it is the removal of a burden you carried for so long, you forgot what life felt like without it. Sometimes it is the courage to step forward again after standing still for too long. Do not underestimate these beginnings. Every great transformation starts quietly. Seeds do not make noise when they break open, but they change everything that grows afterward. My child, my beloved, I am still here with you. Heaven has not stepped away. The angels have not turned back. This moment is still alive, still active, still unfolding. Stay present, stay open, stay willing. You are not late. You are not forgotten. You are not imagining this. You are standing at the threshold of what you once prayed for. You later learned to live without. And now heaven is saying it is time to live with it again. My child, my beloved, trust this moment. Trust the stirring in your heart. Trust the quiet certainty that something real is happening, even if you cannot explain it. Tonight at the appointed hour, what has been held back will begin to move forward. And you will not have to force it. You will not have to chase it. You will simply walk into it step by step, guided, protected, and loved. Stay with me. There is still more being released. You are meant to receive all of it. My child, my beloved, you are entering the most delicate part of this moment. The place where heaven watches not with urgency, but with quiet assurance. This is where trust settles in, where the noise fades, where the soul stops asking for proof. You may not realize it yet, but something inside you has already shifted. The fear that once clenched your chest is loosening. The questions that once raced through your mind are slowing. This is not because answers have arrived in full, but because peace has begun to take their place. That peace is not accidental. It is the first sign that the miracle is real, that it is already touching you from the inside before it ever appears on the outside. My child, my beloved, I want you to remember this feeling, this quiet awareness, this gentle steadiness, because in the days to come, when life begins to move again, when changes unfold step by step, this feeling will be your anchor. You will recognize it and say, "This is what heaven felt like when it spoke to me. This is how I knew I was not alone. This is how I knew I was guided." You will not need to convince anyone of what happened tonight. The evidence will speak for itself through the way you walk, the way you choose, the way you no longer react from fear, but respond from trust. My child, my beloved, do not rush what is unfolding. Miracles that last are not rushed. They are layered. They settle gently like light, filling a room at dawn. At first you only notice a small glow. Then slowly, everything becomes visible again. That is how this will be. One realization at a time, one door opening after another, one burden lifting then another. You do not need to see the whole path tonight. You only need to remain where you are, open and willing, allowing heaven to guide your next step when the time comes. My child, my beloved, There will be moments after tonight when you wonder if this was all in your imagination. That is normal. The mind tries to regain control when the spirit has been deeply touched. When that happens, return to what you felt here. Return to the calm. Return to the certainty that rose without effort. Faith does not always shout. Sometimes it simply stands firm and waits for life to catch up. Let it be so. You do not have to defend this moment. You only have to live from it. My child, my beloved, I am not leaving you. Guidance does not disappear when the words stop. Protection does not fade when the screen goes dark. What has been activated will continue to work quietly in the background of your life. Conversations will shift. Thoughts will change. Opportunities will appear without struggle. And you will begin to notice that you are no longer pushing against life the way you used to. Things will start meeting you halfway. That is grace at work. My child, my beloved, stay gentle with yourself tonight. Rest your heart. Breathe deeply. Let gratitude rise. Let it rise even if you cannot yet name everything you are grateful for. Gratitude prepares the ground for what is coming next. It tells heaven you are ready not just to receive, but to carry what you are given with wisdom and humility. You are stepping into a season. This season is where what you hold matters, where your choices carry weight, where your presence brings light to others without effort. This is not pressure. It is purpose unfolding naturally. My child, my beloved, remain in this awareness a little longer. Let the words sink past your thoughts and settle into your spirit. You are safe. You are seen. You are guided. And what you have been waiting for has not forgotten you. It is moving toward you now, steadily, faithfully, in the exact way and time that will serve you best. Stay open, stay trusting, stay present. There is still more unfolding, and you are exactly where you need to be. Right. My beloved, take a deep breath now. Everything will be okay. You are safe. You are seen. God is with you. After tonight, things will begin to change. Maybe not all edge burns, but step-by-step door will open, peace will return. Your heart will feel lighter. Do not fear. The future, it is already glide. What you vented for is not lost. It is coming to you at the right time. Rest now. Trust now. Heaven has been here and you are not alone. Amen. I know you've been asking why nothing changes. Why does it feel like every door opens for others and not for you? Why does it seem like your faith gets tested the most, right before you're about to break through? It's because you are the chosen one.